Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. And I move the motion relating to the appointment of a Joint Select Committee on the Centenary of Parliament in Canberra in the terms in which it appears on the notice paper. Mr Speaker, this year Australia is celebrating 125 years of federation, and I was with you and other members in Melbourne to commemorate that event of the first sitting of Parliament, and it was a very good celebration of our history, which is worthy of celebrating. In 2001, we had reenactments and a great celebration there in Melbourne as well for the Centenary of Federation. Now, the next year is, of course, another really important commemoration, one which we should celebrate as a profound national achievement and the beginning of a string of world firsts, of course. We were the first country on earth created by the free and peaceful vote of its people. We were the first democracy where women could vote in elections and stand for Parliament. And we were the first Parliament anywhere in the world where a Labor Party formed national government. Australians sometimes think of ourselves as a young nation on an ancient continent, yet by global standards, of course, we are one of the oldest and strongest democracies in the world. And next year will mark an important anniversary, the 100th anniversary of Australian democracy making its home here in Canberra, our national capital. 100 years since members and senators from across the country took their places in what was then called the Provisional Parliament House. It is important that we mark this milestone as a parliament and as a country, and to do so in a way that deepens Australia's understanding of our democracy and the pride that all of us can take in its ongoing resilience. And I know there's a great affection for the old Parliament House, as we call it now, and the history that it holds. And next year I propose that our Parliament hold a special sitting in the old building down the hill so that we can pay tribute to its service to Australia and reflect on how what was debated and decided there and then continues to shape the life of our nation here and now. I'm pleased the Leader of the Opposition has agreed, and members that I have spoken to have agreed to join this Joint Select Committee on the Centenary of Parliament in Canberra. It will be chaired by the Deputy Speaker, the member for Newcastle, and the former Deputy Prime Minister, the member for Riverina, will be the Deputy Chair of that committee. We've tried to bring together a group of people who would represent what Parliament looks like today and would contribute. I note the member for McPherson, who's a former attendant in Parliament House, has agreed to be one of the members of that committee as well, and that's a good thing. The member for Canberra, Alicia Payne, will be, of course, a member of that committee as a local member as well, and we have a broad cross-section of people who will work together to get through the detail, together working, of course, with the Speaker and the President of the Senate. The Museum of Australian Democracy, under Barry Cassidy, the Chair, has written to me already, making suggestions including the sitting of the Parliament. We'll work through so that we'll make sure that there's constructive debates, if I can put it that way, on the day as well. This isn't a day for partisanship. It will be a day for celebrating what unites us as a nation. And included in that will be a question time in both chambers. Parliament has not been expanded since 1984, so people squished in there for those years, and they'll be very close to each other on that time as well. But this is an important opportunity as well. The terms of the debate take it up to November the 30th. of 2027. So it may well be that the members of the committee come up with different ideas as well to celebrate and engage. I note that Senator Jana Stewart will be a member of the committee as well. That's pretty important, because one of the things that didn't happen 100 years ago, of course, was to recognise First Nations people and their role in this country, and that will be important. Shout out to the member for Mayo as well, who will ensure that crossbench members can be engaged, but as well someone who's passionate about it. Tells me about her constituent who 108 years old, who travelled as a very young boy from South Australia with family for the opening of the first Parliament. These are the sort of stories, and who's still there, and we hope is able to attend again. We might fly him across, I'd suggest, at this time, but that would be remarkable as well. But we need to tell our stories. We need to have pride about who we are. This is a great democracy, and this is an opportunity for us to celebrate it. Can I also say that the national capital here in Canberra, sometimes denigrated, is a fantastic achievement. This planned city, because it is planned, perhaps because of disagreement between Sydney and Melbourne and all those debates, but it's turned out that if you plan a city, you can actually have a very functional and livable city as well. And that is what we have here with all of our national institutions based here as well. One of those national institutions is the Museum of Australian Democracy. It's where a whole lot of students go through as well. And I think that the range of activities that people come up with, one of the appointees to this committee with this motion is Senator Walker, elected on her 21st birthday last year. I thought it would be a pretty good idea to get a young people's perspective as well. And so Charlotte will make a contribution as well, as I'm sure will all of the members of the committee constructively. Senator Kovacic will also be a member. She actually grew up in Canberra as well. So we've tried to put together a group with, I thank Michael McCormick in particular, with Sharon Clayton for the engagement that we've had over recent weeks to try to work through these proposals constructively. Everyone will go into this with a sense of goodwill, and I commend the motion to the House. So I really look forward to Sharon and Michael's leadership on this, together with he's already organising things, Mr. Speaker. Together with your fine leadership, Mr. Speaker, as well. This will be a really important moment for the nation to bring us together, and we need more of that, not less. These can be troubled times and turbulent times globally, you know, at a time where democracy around the world is actually, if you look at the global surveys, is in retreat, both in terms of the way that people perceive democracy as a system is absolutely critical that we celebrate this, and I commend the motion to the House.